Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. I am your host and commissioner and GM of Team Ramrod. With me is my co-commissioner um, and GM of RoboWolf, Corey.
Going on?
Thanks for joining me, buddy. Um, we got some results to go over. I know this is usually late. It's later in the week than we have been all season. We've been pretty good this season, but this is the first time we don't do it before any games are played.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, exactly. We're going into some results here, but before we do, let's talk about our prediction results that we didn't talk about last week. So the week before, we were 2 for 8, both of us.
Whew, I don't suspect last week was any better.
Last week, you went 3 for 8, and I went 4 for 8.
Jesus, rough
It
going.
shows you how unpredictable the season has been. um Week to week, anyone's taking away these points, right? So let's get into it. Team Ramrod 3-2, sixth place after losing to Svech Me a Drink, who's now 3-2 in fifth place. um I could ask you what happened here. I could tell you what happened here.
I'd
uh
love to hear it.
so exactly what I said last week on the show: if my goalies don't play well, I am not going to win, and my goalies did not play well.
I love the Sunday ad got you a tie in saves.
One more save and we would have tied the week.
Yep. Yeah. So Dan took two of the goalie stats, tying three with you. If you go to the player stats, you took five to his three.
Yeah.
Um, some close stats. You beat him by two blocks, four hits. Um, he beat you by 17 shots, so some larger margins your way as well. Um, but yeah, it came down to the goalies. It really on Sunday,
That's what I
and
said. It would come
stuck
down to
it.
the goalies. If my goalies played well, I'd win. They didn't play well. Like sub 900 save
Yeah,
percentage.
886, the 324 to his 919 and 264. So quite a gap there.
Yeah.
It was just tied in saves, shutouts, and wins though.
Yeah. My goalies did nothing. So that's exactly what happened. And that's
Yeah,
what I said would happen. I ride and die on my goalies, and they just didn't play well last week. Anaheim lit Bobrovsky up early in the week, and my goalies never recovered.
yeah. It was just Murs and Bob because Hellbuck had a good week, and Layden, who you picked up, had a good week too, or a good game, I guess.
Yeah. He had a good game for me.
Yeah,
No. Anything to add?
not really. Bo Horvat, killer week on Dan's side, four goals and an assist.
He had
Knies,
three of
Knies,
those points on Saturday.
yeah, he had a good game.
We were
Knies
tied
with
in
a
goals
goal
going
and a
into
forward
Saturday.
assist, 12 hits for Knies. Vander Kane was a big week too, 18 shots, four hits. He had some pretty balanced output here. I think it was just your keepers that really showed up. Kreider killing it for you, three goals, two assists still.
He's been good. He's been really good.
Yeah, but it's been McDavid and Matthews. O'Reilly, six assists. I know he's on the market, boys.
He's on the market. He's on the
Yeah,
market. I have too many defensemen, guys. Help me move one. I did make
I have
well,
six.
we'll talk about trades later. I did make one late in the week on Sunday morning, I guess. So that'll actually help my defense going forward. But till then, let's talk about Jager Bombs versus Daltrey here. Jager Bombs 1-4. The Braden bye week is back. Daltrey running over him. What happened here?
Yeah, Daltrey's goalies were really the difference, going 5-0 in that stats. Only winning the week by five stats too. Um, but Jagerbom's just leaving some games out there, just letting his goalie play on the bench. Not setting his lineup is really going to make a difference. Um, Daltrey was 16 goals, only one game winner, and they tied in game winning goals. Um, he killed him in hits. Power play, Pims, he only won by one, but yeah, it was a close week player wise. Just those goalie stats, he murdered him.
inexcusable to leave goalie starts on the bench when you have two guys running your fucking team. Uh, like, boys, get it together. Like
They don't know,
you
they can't handle the
returned,
loss.
you returned one season, and then you had a good season last year, and all of a sudden you're back to your old fucking habits. Get your head in the game, bud. You hate to see it, but good on Daltrey. Keep rolling. Yeah,
Yeah, Wyatt Johnson, 3 goals, 6 assists, really is the only one who led the way for him, for them, I guess. Sorry, uh, got to get the pronouns right. Uh, Daltrey had McKinnon with a good week, 4 goals, 6 assists. Tavares, 3 goals, 2 assists. He's had a pretty solid campaign so far. Um, but he didn't need much more than that. And then yeah, Zadorov, 13 PIMs, really carried him that way. Uh,
Zadorov
and
took out Matthews for me last night. A little grudge there. It's
oh,
beneficial
sorry,
because
sorry to
Daltrey's
hit a
playing me
open
too.
wound. Should have told me I wasn't allowed to talk about that one. No, joking. Uh, yeah, no, Daltrey's both Daltrey's goalies. Oh, I guess sorry, he only has one now. But Wallstead he picked up. Minnesota had a killer week for him. 3 wins, really carried the goalies. Really about a probably 950 between the two.
Daltrey continues to roll. Good win for him.
Yeah,
Back,
coming up to
Braden's
you
back
this
to what
week.
we expect.
Yeah, Braden by weeks back.
Shifley Tower losing
Woo!
to Casey. Casey picked up his first win of the season, now in 15th place with a 1-4 record. Shifley Tower falls to 2-3. What happened here?
I was busy this weekend, so I really didn't watch to see how the scores were. But Casey sliding out with a one point win here. His goalies taking 3-2 categories with a big shutout. But the player categories they split for the most part four apiece. Close to like Casey with only 2 penalty minutes more. They tied in hits, so like it can go either way at that point. The plus minus was only a difference of 4, favorable for Casey. Uh, so Casey's goalies had a solid week. Couldn't get many wins, but put up solid numbers. And that was really the difference. But his players did not have a overall good week, but enough to get it done.
He
So we
got the
want to go,
win.
yeah, kind of go through the team. Seth Jarvis with a solid week, I guess, for Derek. 3 goals and assists, 7 hits, 12 shots. That's about it. Everyone else is like a little bit of 1 or 2 points here and there. Um, Vladar getting 2 wins for him in Philly. Swayman with 2 wins. Um, 6K with some bad stats, and as we can see, he's not on his team anymore. Go over to Casey's side, and no one really stood out offensively. Kochekov with a 2 wins, 938 and 151 with a shutout, carried the way here. He ended up being the difference maker. Saros with not a good week, and either with Lion and Buffalo, um, 9-12, but no wins, decent amount of saves. Uh, yeah, that really was the difference maker. Getting back from injury, uh, huge to get his first win.
He's gonna get more starts too, Kachetkov. Anderson got run over last night and is injured. I don't know how long. He could be day to day, but he got run over. Like it started a big brawl. So, uh,
Jesus.
but it's no surprise that Anderson got hurt.
Glasserson.
It just sucks that it's because someone else hit him, right? Like it's not your typical injury. That's preventable. Like,
Yep,
but big win for Casey getting on the board, getting some points. Maybe climbing his way into a playoff spot soon. Who knows?
yep.
He keeps the momentum going. League's so tight right now. Speaking of playoff spots here, eighth spot. Forgot about Dre, 2-2-1. After losing to China, what is he? China number
Three.
three now, 3-2.
And
Uh,
we're
what happened here?
like it just goes to show how tight it is third with 3-2, right?
Yeah,
Um, but a pretty safe win for Travis here going into Sunday. Not really scary. His goalie's killing it, taking 4 of the categories, no shutouts. Um, Nick with not bad goalie numbers. Just ran into China number three here. 5 wins, a 198, 929 with 156 saves. So a lot of goalie wins. And then if you go to the player side too, what was it here? One, two, three, four, five stats for Travis, and then four for Nick. Um, Nick's team with 44 PIMs and 13 goals to Travis's four. So the categories Nick won, they weren't really close. 8 blocks, I guess, was the closest of them all. Travis with two shorties, two power play points more, 5 hits more. But his goalies were really the difference maker. If you go to the teams itself, Kucherov and Wilson with 14 PIMs was really leading the way there. 9 hits. They both had 3 goals apiece, though. No one else really stood out. Sherwood, goal and an assist, 13 hits. Vasilevsky finally getting into the win column a little bit more, 2 wins on the week with a 916. But Blackwood coming back from injury and just not got a win, but just it's because Colorado can score. You go to Travis's team and really Marchenko with 3 goals and an assist.
Dostal's
But
been good.
two, pardon me.
Dostal's been good.
Yeah, player wise, it was really just everyone contributed a little bit here and there. Malkin 3 assists, 15 shots, so like he's still doing his thing. Um,
Yeah, Pittsburgh has been
Demi,
surprisingly effective this year so far.
yeah, and then you look at Travis's goalies though. Askarov with two wins with a 971. Uh, Silovs in Pittsburgh with a 1 win with a 926 and 50 saves. So they really carried the way. Dossel with a win, but 857 in a 301 on the week. So not a great game, but he got the win for him. And then Anderson also with a win, but no longer on the roster. So it's a
Yeah,
big for Travis for the goalies to show up. Big win for him to keep going here forward to stay to stay in the playoff picture here, 3-2.
yeah, big win for Travis. Unfortunate loss for Nick. But it's so close. These are losses. They might add up later on in the year, but with everyone taking losses constantly, except for Daltrey and Sean, apparently, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes up closer after we go through the first round through here. Mark picking up his first win. Now 1-3-1 in 13th after beating Neil. Um, Neil is 1-3-1 in 14th. What happened here?
Yeah, this was tight. Mark escaping with his first win, taking 6 player categories, only taking saves in the goalie categories, but only winning by 1 goal, tied in assist, 5 PIMs more, 1 power play point more, 4 blocks more. So all really close except for plus minus, really. Um, 5 game winning goals though,
Ooh.
to Neil's one. So like that was pretty comfortable going in. No shorties between the two teams. Neil getting 10 more shots, 4 more hits. Goalie categories were pretty solid. He got a shutout on the week, 4 goalie wins to Mark's two. Um, both sub 900 save percentage, but it was 899 enough to get it done against Mark, who's currently looking for goalies, but not enough to take the week as really 4 of the stats there out of 6 for Neil were goalie categories.
I love when
Go,
GMs start posting out there. I'm looking for goalies. Like,
yeah,
guys, we all know everyone in the league is always looking for fucking goalies. Like, they're so important.
yeah. Go inquire. Go at like there's only a handful that you guys are gonna want to even have on your teams. Like go inquire. You might as well just ask.
Those goalies are rarely moved. That's the thing. It's different if someone's saying, "Hey, I'm looking to move this player,"
Yeah,
but other than that, like everyone's looking for goalies. But
yeah,
big win for Mark. Climbing into the winners circle here for once. Tough loss for Neil. You should be embarrassed losing to a guy like Mark. Um,
yeah,
but,
yeah. Mark had Celebrini going off for him.
he's been good.
3 goals, 3 assists, plus 5. 11 shots, 3 hits, 3 blocks. Boldy, another keeper of his, 3 goals and an assist. Pretty solid week there. Ellers in Carolina, 2 goals, 3 assists, 16 shots, 3 power play points. Um, yeah. Hagel, 3 goals, 2 assists. Solid showing. And then Stellars with both his goalie wins, but all 4 of his goalie starts, uh, all sub 900 here. No one really showed up for him. Held to be with a 513 he picked up. His best goalie was Stellars with a 415.
Whew.
I got to really go through the details because I accidentally skipped him last week, so I got to talk about the shit he won with somehow. Um, then we'll move on to Neil though. It was a little too much about Mark. I feel weird. Aho with a good week, 2 goals, 3 assists, +4. Gauthier, Anaheim killing it, 4 goals, 4 assists. Kaprizov, 3 goals, 3 assists. 17 shots for Gauthier. Aho 14. With some big numbers there. Uh, Panarin finally putting up a little bit of points and a goal, 2 assists. Uh, yeah, who got a shutout here? Sorokin with his only start of the week that he put him in at least, with a shutout. Then he had Veg Melka with a win as well. Corpusalo and DeSmith were both pickups that also got him wins for the week. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really close matchup. I really like Gauthier. I've been saying that for a couple seasons now that he's going to be a top tier sniper, and this year he's off to a really good start. Who knows that he might develop into a player that you have to keep, right? So
yeah, potentially.
we'll see what Neil does with his young core here.
Well, he has the Ben, Jad, and Panarin who are getting up there, right?
Yeah.
As
Well,
keepers, so he's been running for a while.
Vanajad wasn't a keeper though.
Oh
He
no!
drafted him. Yeah.
Oh,
He had
oh,
Pasternak,
yeah, Pasternak. Yeah, sorry.
Kaprizov,
Yeah,
uh, I forget who the
yeah,
other one
you're right. It's
was.
just Panarin is the older one then.
Yeah, Panarin's getting old. Oh, it's Svechnik or not Svechnikov. Aho was his
Yeah,
other.
yeah, he still has some life in him.
Well, the farm team continues his rebound season here
Oh
after
fuck.
his Caucasaurus victory. 2-1 and 2 in seventh after defeating RoboWolf, who's now 2 and 3 in 12th. What happened here, buddy?
Yeah, this was a battle all week long. It was 11-1 or 11-2 on Sunday for him at one point. And there was still like a decent chance that something could happen. But no, wasn't able to come out with the win. We split goalie stats, but his players snuck out some categories on me here. Um, we tied him plus minus, tied him power play points. He beat me by 2 shots, 3 hits. I beat him by 1 block, 2 goals. So like it was really tight going into Sunday. He took me on saves by 2. Um, and but my goalies performed better, but he had more saves and more wins though. But yeah, good win for Kyle here. This is a fun matchup. Just ended up on the wrong side of it.
The farm team, I don't know what it is this year. Like, only one loss.
Yep,
Where's this coming from? Where was this last season? Where was the heart?
yeah. Now he
Uh,
has the golden cock. He's the new man.
Now he's a new man. He has the heart. It's just in
Yeah,
comp form. Like,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
big win for Kyle. Unfortunate loss for you, but guess what? There's 8 fucking matchups every week, and there's
yeah,
8 teams that are disappointed.
yeah. Typically, yeah. If you go to player wise, I had Marchand with 4 goals. He's been pretty hot for me. Um, 9 shots, three hits. No one really stood out. Carlson, 2 goals, 2 assists. But other than that, it was just 2 or 3 points from everybody, though. Mitchkov, 2 goals, goal a game, and since acquiring him,
He's been good.
uh, yeah, my goalie is not a bad week. I picked up DeSmith and Cooley for starts on Sunday. The killer games for me, just 2 saves short. Um, but Wolf's still doing well. Bennington shit in the bed. Um, and then we go to
As he
go to
does.
go to Kyle's team, and it was Bedard just killing it for him this week. 3 goals, 7 assists, +4. Um, Trennan, 14 hits on him for the week, which really was a difference maker. Barbashev, 3 goals, 2 assists. Bertuzzi, 3 goals, 1 assist. Um, Marner, a goal, 3 assists. So his Vegas and Chicago boys just hit me hard this week. Uh, Go to goalie wise, and Wedgwood with 2 wins. Uh, Lankinen getting back-to-back starts on the Sunday was really unexpected. So that really hurt my chances of coming back. That didn't help the 2 saves. Um, but yeah, that was a big difference there. And Demko hurt, but that's why I think Lankinen got the back-to-back starts. But huge win for Kyle.
That
Good
happened
week.
to me this week. I lost a MERS start on Tuesday because he got an illness that was going around. So they gave Greaves the back-to-back starts.
Yeah, and
Just
you're depending on that start when you're looking ahead in the week too, right? Like
I don't want
you're
those
like, all right, I
goalies
got
start.
one.
It's unfortunate, but
Yep.
at least it's only illness. As long as he's not ill like
Yes.
Kreider was for 3 weeks. Like,
Oh God. Yep.
but big win for Kyle. Continues to stay in the mix here. Kind of surprising because you look at the team last year, his keeper base. Clearly he drafted well. I hope so that Bedard is playing a
Stepped it
lot
up.
better than he did last year. He's playing up to
Yeah,
like the potential that he had, right? So,
exactly.
Patches O'Hooligan, 3-2 in fourth place, defeating Team Rocket, 2-3 in 11th. What happened here?
Yeah, Kemper getting a shutout was the big difference here and took 4 goalie stats. I just didn't get goals against average as Kyle also put up some good numbers, just not a lot of starts. Um, Kyle getting a shorty in 3 game winners, but just not enough as Patches ran him in the deeper stats, taking shots, hits, and blocks. Um, Took him in goals and pims. They weren't really close in those categories. Um, so pretty comfortable win, I think, for Nick going into Sunday here. Um, Really, the Kemper with the shutout was the big difference on the week. When we go through the team here, Ranton in 3 goals, 4 assists, 3 power play points, 17 shots, 2 hits, 5 blocks as well. Some good deep numbers. Rupe Hintz, 2 goals and an assist. Uh, Forsberg, 2 goals, 2 assists, 15 shots, 8 hits, 3 blocks. Is still putting up solid numbers. Yeah, Kemper with 2 wins, a 964. Um, Montembeau with just the win with a 913 on the week, 63 saves. Dobes with one just subpar start here with an 857, but enough to get it done over Kyle. Look at Kyle's team: Nylander 5 goals, 3 assists. Troy Terry 6 assists. Shorty 2 power play points, +4 as well. Those were the difference makers on his team up front. In net, Markstrom back with a win, but not a good game. And Allen with one win here with a 971, just not enough to get it done.
Well, Hatches again. Big win for him. Climbing in the standings here. He had a slow start, but he seems to have been finding a groove. And Team Rocket, you lost, but you're not out. There's still like what, a point out, something like that. Like it's so close.
Yeah,
I know we're only going into week 6, boys, but usually there's a couple teams that are running away with it already, and maybe we have that right now. Looking at Daltrey and Sean, who seem to be just winning or tying every week, but this is a lot closer than it typically is at this point. There's no one really
yeah.
falling
Those
off.
guys will falter. We
Yeah.
know.
Well, the Polar Bears in the match of the week,
Oh, the match of
4-1
the
in
week.
second place after taking down Domo, Captain Crunch, 2-3 in ninth. What happened here?
Yeah, he really squeaked out a win here. Um, Winning by 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 pims. Um, he did have a 39 shot lead. Um, he took 3 goalie stats. They tied in wins and shutouts with one shutout each. Both put up decent numbers, but the Polar Bears taking three goalie categories was the difference. Huge on him to keep the undefeated or hasn't lost at least streak going here. Looking at players, he had a bunch of people with 3 points. Heiskanen a goal, an 8 assists though, 6 shots, 11 blocks, 4 power play points, 4 PIMs. It's a really stellar week, but no one else really stood out. JT Miller, 12 hits, but still not putting up any points. Didn't put up any this week. Uh, Goalie wise, he had Joel Hofer as a ad, picked him up and got the shutout from him. Got another start after that, decent start, but didn't get the win, but some good saves. Logan Thompson also with a good week. He picked up Matt Murray, who had a solid game, but couldn't get the win as just another ad drop. Um, but it was enough to get it done against Domo here, who had Leo Carlson, 5 goals, 4 assists, plus four, 17 PIMs, 4 power play points, shorthanded point, 2 game winning goals, 10 shots, 1 hit, 2 blocks. So it's a fucking week and a
He
half.
he
Holy
has
shit.
been really good this year.
Yeah. Um,
Domo might have found a keeper there.
I would agree. Besides from him, no one really stood out. He has a fair amount of injuries though now, with Hedman and Hamilton out, to go along with Kachuk and Barkov still. Um, yeah, Goldie wise, he had Schmid get a shutout for him there. He had a solid week, but once again, he has now Edge Velkovic and Yari both out. So hurt the goalie starts there, but tight matchup here. Unfortunate he couldn't at least get the tie, losing by 1 goal and 1 assist. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, but whatever
Fantasy
Domo's
hockey though.
doing, yeah, Domo's still in the hunt again. Like we know these like 2-3 record. The guy in third place is a 3-2 record.
Yeah.
Like everything is so tight. I love this. I know it's still early. I keep saying that, but it's still early. But I feel it's gonna be close like this deep into the season. There's gonna be
We'll
a
see.
lot of lineups that match up against other lineups, and you're gonna get those wins, but you're also gonna take those losses against the ones that match up well against yours.
Yeah. It's very balanced right now.
I love it because no one's selling really.
Nope.
Let's talk about some trades.
Fair amount this week. Make up for last week's none.
Domo selling Samoskevich here and the 17th going to Travis for Provorov at a 16th. I'm not sure. I think this is just a nobody trade that he had too many right wingers, so he just wanted to get rid of one.
Yep.
Got a pick upgrade.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think we have much to say there.
I don't. I like Samoskevich. He's a very good utility player. Like he gets some decent
Balance.
numbers, a balanced player. Not much to say there. This is a big one. You acquiring Michkov, a ninth and a 13th, in exchange for Marchment, a seventh and an eighth from Travis. Travis already given up on one of his young keepers that he worked so hard to build last year. How'd this come about?
Yeah, I think the entire league knew Mitch Cobb was available. Don't know why he was so excited to get rid of him. Um, I kind of inquired. I didn't. The price had to be right. I didn't want to overpay, but I kind of want a young potential player like him on my team, especially moving Kempe earlier in the year. Um, I see the eighth and the ninth as kind of like a complete swap. So
Yeah.
really, I see it as a seventh for a 13th. I think that's extremely reasonable price for a potential keeper, um, to fill that spot, and I really could use some offense. So um, I was happy with that deal, and Marchman's just the guy I chose to get rid of.
Yeah, I like the deal for you. I don't like it as much for Travis. Yeah, he got some picks, but I don't think he needed to move Michkov. Um, but
Yeah,
that's what he wants, and good for him. But I think it was a good deal for you. I don't know what Travis plans on doing with all these picks. No one's going to be selling for a few weeks at least. So
yeah,
You stockpile them, buddy. You make those pickups so you can lose first round in the playoffs with a more stacked team. Robo Wolf also involved with Casey here. Picking up, yeah, you're picking up Hurdle, Meyer, Montour, and a 15th for Konechny, Falk, Nikushkin, and a 12th. How'd this come about?
Yeah, this is a big deal. Um, I was really just inquiring about Montour, and then he kind of expressed wanting to make a bigger player swap here, knowing how many New Jersey Devils he has, right? So that's why Meyer was sent back my way. Um, but to also get Hurdle in Vegas, I think is a big piece as well. Konechny was who I had to give up, unfortunately. But Falk and Nishushkin, I have no real issue giving moving forward from Nishushkin already out. And a 12th for 15th is to get the
Nothing.
deal done, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one.
He said right that I told at the start of the year, like, you have too many Devils, it's gonna be an issue. So it's smart that he moved on from them. Konechny is a good pickup for him in exchange for Meyer, and the rest is, if they were healthy, it's kind of like a wash, I think. So I think both teams ended up well for what they were looking for. This really gives Casey some flexibility without relying on New Jersey every week.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I noticed that you also jumped a little bit off of New Jersey. I think you moved his year later on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
different reasons, but we'll go there.
but yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't hate this trade. I don't think there's anything out of unbalanced. Like, I just,
No, I agree.
it's a hockey
Kind
deal,
of,
3 for 3 with a little draft pick upgrade.
yeah, completely agree.
I got involved in my first trade of the season. That wasn't really a pick upgrade. I heard Shen was available for a 16th, so I jumped on that. Picked up Shen and grabbed my 18th back in exchange for my 16th and Coyle, who I was looking to get rid of because I was done with him for the week. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I was actually I was surprised he was willing to move Shen, but then when I went and checked, I could see why because he's been into the lineup for a fair amount over the last, let's say, month, maybe 3 weeks, whatever the last game logs were. But clearly that makes sense why he's available. But clearly you're willing to kind of sit on it because I'm assuming he will be a kind of a long-term piece that as long as he's in the lineup, he'll be effective.
He hasn't missed too much. He missed one
Yeah,
or two games earlier this season, but he's been playing a lot lately. His numbers are a little below what they normally are, but I could take the risk for a 16th. In
yeah,
fact, I don't even have that 18th anymore because I moved that for a 17th for one of my ads. So, like, there's
yeah.
minimal risk on my part. I know Travis wasn't happy because he was taking a nap. He messaged me because I was napping. You got shed. Like,
Oh, snooze, you lose.
that's it. This is just a ad drop move. This is where I
Yeah,
actually got rid of my 18th. I don't care about that. We don't need to talk about that.
yeah.
You picked up Misa. Was that just like
I moved
uh,
them.
you moved them? Yeah,
Yeah,
Misa. And a 10th for his year and a 15th. What happened here?
yeah. I was decided to kind of move on from Hischier, feeling like he didn't contribute enough in some of the deeper categories that I want out of kind of everybody. Normally he's putting up a shorthanded points or kind of consistently putting up the offense, so it's worth it. But I felt I needed to open up a spot as well, so to get a 10th back, and I think I drafted him in the 11th. Felt it was pretty fair value, and I think it's good for Mark here to get another player though.
I was telling him I think he should move off Misa because he's got like 3 points in like 12 games. Mind you, this is the guy he wanted to pick first overall in the draft. I told him he was an idiot, but you know, what the fuck do I know?
Not
Uh,
much.
but he moved them finally, which is good. And he got a player that's useful to him. So I think it was a good trade to move off of Misa, who then you moved for essentially a
Goalie
goalie
start.
start.
Yeah. Wolf didn't get the start, surprisingly, so felt I needed it to compete for the week.
Yeah, so that was a nothing trade really,
Yep.
like for you. Uh,
Same
next
with the
trade
next
again.
few here.
I think the rest of them are pretty much all.
We can talk about Kyle's ad drop. I mean, the spark controversy last year when he did a 2 round upgrade for an ad drop when not really being patient or kind of looking out
Oh, we did
who's
a three
there.
round.
But he did a 3 rounder here with Nick uh, to acquire DeMello, just the one player. Uh, he did get the win on the week. Um, I don't know actually if I'm kind of curious if it made a big difference, but
I'm curious if he still has him on the team. Is he holding on to Sanheim?
uh, no. Well, he got DeMello.
Oh, DeMello.
He dropped. Yeah, who did he get? Traded to Dre. So Dre would have drop signed him for DeMello
Yeah,
and
okay.
then traded him back. Um, because it was a pretty close week. So now I'm kind of curious how. No, actually, DeMello did nothing for him. No blocks, no hits. So really expensive ad drop, but it's the price.
That's it. We got 2 minutes left before the end of this, so we do have a couple trades we could talk about quick.
Yep,
We'll finish with the trades and we'll come back for part two. So Anderson and a 17th for Cousins and a 10th. That is between Travis and Derek. What do you think of this?
I'm happy to see Travis moving on from a fourth goalie. I think it's a little too much for him. To get a 10th for Anderson, I really thought he would be trying to push for more. Um, to not even know that he was available for a 10th, I guess I think he could have been a little bit more patient. But then also Anderson got hurt, which I'm really not surprised by. So I think it's a pretty good return for him there. But
He did post that he was available for a 10th.
oh, yeah, I must have missed
He
that.
put it in the
I was
chat.
sleeping, so I might have missed it.
He
My
put there
bad,
that he
my
was
bad.
available for a 10th, and then he moved fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then right away, after Derek got that deal done, 6K became available. And that's our next trade that we'll talk about. 6K to 17th, going to Shifley Tower for Finney and an 11th. What do you think of that?
Yeah, he's your daddy, just loving his 6K. Can't get away from him, right? 11th is a fair price. I don't see an issue with it. I think that crease is unpredictable as who's going to be the goalie, though.
They're not a
Um,
good team either, so
yeah, so it's kind of tough there, but it's a good price for a goalie if that's what you're looking for. But I wouldn't have done that.
all right. I hate to cut you off, but we're less than a minute.
Yeah.
We'll finish our thoughts on this trade when we come back for part two, boys.